What's good, guys? Yeah, it's Isaac. It's my second video. Last video was about a month ago, so just decided to make another video about all the other vinyl stuff I've purchased since that video. I've got a couple things. I don't buy records often. I mean, it's all I ever buy, but yeah, I mean, I guess I've seen some other videos, and you guys are incredible with how much of the stuff you buy. But yeah, I'm kind of like on a pretty tight budget, so I can't really buy stuff too much. But I got a couple things. So yeah, in the past month, I went to I was in Prague for 2 weeks a couple weeks ago. Got back about a week and a half ago. Yeah, terrific place. I loved that place so much. The culture, everything about it. You know, I've been to Europe a couple times, and Prague was definitely the best time I've ever had in Europe. Yeah, in that process, I went to a couple shows, found a couple punk rock venues there, and saw some touring acts and some local acts as well. Also found a pretty cool record store there too, so bought a couple things there while I was at it. So just jumping in, I'm going to just jump right in. First thing I got is the 7-inch. I actually got this while I was in Prague. This is from a touring band called Polloi, and it's a split with Gathan. And basically, they're anarchist D-beat punk rock, very Gaelic based. So it's very I mean, it's traditional in the sense of the lyrics and their attitude and everything. And I swear this has got to be probably like the worst album art I've ever seen, like ever, let alone for a punk band. I mean, a crust punk band. And yeah, the coloring on it is just as nasty, but it's awesome. I love it. It's very, very, very abrasive, hard-hitting punk rock. And if you guys ever find them, I don't know if they're big or not. I think Oi Polloi is pretty big, but Gathan is pretty underground. But if you guys ever see them, I'd highly recommend either seeing them live or picking up one of their stuff. Their live show, Oi Polloi at least, their live show is out of control. It was so much fun. Second 7-inch I got is a recent split, Full of Hell and Code Orange Kids. Full of Hell is one of my favorite current hardcore bands. They mix a lot of sludge, doom metal, and current power violence and power electronics. Very abrasive, very hard hitting, and they slow it down a lot too. And Code Orange Kids, they recently got signed to Death Wish, Jacob Bannon of Converge's label. Not really seeing the hype about them, but this is really good. I like it, and yeah, both sides. I mean, obviously, I think Full of Hell kind of dominates it, but I'm really starting to appreciate Code Orange Kids more, so definitely like that. I've been looking for this one for a while. I'm just going to flip right through it. This is the Brutal Supremacy Painkillers compilation. It's a 4-way compilation. It's basically just two of these things, two black 7-inches. It's split between 4 bands: Iron Lung, Mind Eraser, Hatred Surge, and Scapegoat. And if any of you guys are familiar with the hardcore power violence, those 4 bands are basically like the top bands of the genre, subjectively, of course. I mean, everyone has their opinions, but yeah, Iron Lung, Mind Eraser, Hatred Surge, and Scapegoat, they all contribute tracks to this, and it's seriously, without a doubt, probably one of the best power violence albums I've ever heard. But that's just my opinion. Moving on, picked up this. I can't pronounce that. I'm not even gonna try. But it's an album called Songs for DIYcore. It's about 12 songs on it, and basically I found this while I was in Prague at a record store. Shout out to Recommando. If you're ever in Prague and you see Recommando or yeah, if you're ever in Prague, definitely check out Recommando. They got all the hookups for the underground heavy stuff. This is basically a compilation album of a bunch of Czech bands, ranging from punk rock to hardcore to post rock. Yeah, and obviously, you know, some of them are a little odd, some of them are a little abrasive, very little studio value, but this is definitely a pretty good crash course of their stuff. I asked, you know, for some Czech punk rock, and the guy directed me to this, and I picked it up. It's very good. I like it. So, let's see. Moving on, another one I picked up actually. This is it's a split 12-inch. It's a split with Roxor, which is it's a Slovak D-beat hardcore band. It's songs from their demo, Noise, Chaos, and Disharmony. and another band, How Long, and Silesian Hell. Yeah, both sides are really incredibly well. I like this type of D beat a lot. You know, the very crusty, very hard hitting stuff. I actually even picked up when I was in Prague. I picked up a Roxor Roxor T-shirt too, and I rock it every once in a while. You know, for some underground cred. You know what I mean? Moving on, just picked this one up recently. This is Elliott Smith's New Moon. Huge fan of Elliott Smith, of course, and you know, I'm still starting my collection. And Elliott Smith was probably like the second or third vinyl I ever bought, and I'm still collecting his stuff now. With New Moon, I think now all I need now is the introduction of Elliott Smith, and then all of his 7 inches. But right now, all I really need is introduction to Elliott Smith, and then I basically have all of most of his collection, at least most of his stuff that he laid out on 12 inches. Going on again, this is the Swellers Good For Me. It's pop punk rock in the vein of like not necessarily Fall Out Boy, but maybe like Rise Against or Bad Religion. Definitely saw these guys recently. Saw them last night, and they're amazing. I loved them. Very anthemic, very catchy, sing along type of stuff. And it's also pretty fast too. And yeah, I highly recommend this. It's a Skin and Bones record. It's just the record and a sleeve. That's it. And that's all I could ask for. It was cheap too. So, ooh yeah. When I got back from Prague, this was waiting for me. This is the Boston Stranglers Primitive 12-inch LP. This is throwback 80s hardcore music. Fans of Negative Approach. DYS, Millions of Dead Cops. If you're into that sort of stuff, you will definitely love this. They're a small East Coast hardcore band, and within the hardcore community, they're pretty sought after. I was very lucky to have got one of these, and yeah, I love this album. It's completely hard hitting. I love it. I got 2 more for you guys. So, as you know, if you guys saw my first video, and thank you to the people that subscribed to me. Shoot, I've never done this YouTube thing before, so yeah, thank you for anyone who watched it. But yeah, if you watched it, you probably heard that I was a fan of the Weakerthans, and totally a fan. They're one of my favorite bands ever, and saw this when I was in Prague. I wanted to buy local stuff, just mainly local stuff, but I saw this for sale at the store, and I couldn't say no to it. You know, this is the Weakerthans live at Burton Cummings Theater. Yeah, it's basically just the Weakerthans playing a live set, and to be honest, I've never heard a better band play this well live. It is amazing. This is like basically almost I'd consider this a classic in my book. It's amazing. I love it. And finally, the last thing that I picked up, kind of a surprising, I guess, given my taste. This is Beach House Bloom, and it's their recent LP, Bloom. And this is the loser edition, so it's the white. It's a white vinyl. I've read that the loser edition is black and white. I mean, not black and white, but glow in the dark. I haven't really tested it out yet. I mean, I kind of sort of did, and it didn't seem like it was glow in the dark, but I haven't actually given it like a full test yet. But yeah, if you guys are fans of like very dreamy synthesizer pop, indie pop music, this is definitely the sort of stuff that you like. I've heard mixed reactions about this album, but and to be honest, like I'm not really a fan of this type of music, but for some reason Beach House kind of clicks with me, and it's very relaxing, chill stuff. And to be honest, I'd consider this to be their most focused, straightforward effort. I've heard people say it's generic, but I don't know. I like it a lot. So yeah, guys, that's what I've picked up in the month. Yeah, leave me a comment, see what you guys tell me what you guys think, if you have any questions or anything like that. If not, I'll probably see you next month or something like that. So yeah, take it easy, guys.